Yeah, if you guys are being obnoxious, I'll just edit you out, so joke's on you.
Oh.
No,
Just spend
I
time
know.
editing it?
I do, yeah. I can only submit 15 minutes total for my entire certification. So I have to edit down whatever I want, but I get to choose when you guys are at your best, so. You guys, so I get to look good no matter what. Nice. Alright, so looking at this, we're looking at number 9. We're going to use the markings in the diagram to determine if, is line PN parallel, that's what that means, to KM, and we have to explain. So, looks like PN is going to be this line right here, or also, that could also be called our transversal. And is it parallel to KM?
No.
No?
No.
Is it perpendicular?
No.
Also no. Okay, so why isn't it parallel? Nobody explain? Because it intersects it, right? That kind of ruins the definition of parallel. Awesome. And we're just going to do these verbally, unless we need to write something down. So now we're going to go on to 35, all the way down here. Oh yeah, I was not a big fan of this question because it's a good practice in actually picturing 3D space though. So is the arm perpendicular, parallel, or skew to the telephone pole? Well, we can probably cross out perpendicular because the two don't intersect and definitely not at a 90-degree angle. And they're definitely not parallel because one's going straight up and down and the other's going like this. So if you want to just do that, you can narrow it down to skew. But we can also say skew because they're on different planes. Telephone pole is all the way over here, and the arm of the, what would that be? Not a crane, what's the name of that machine? A lift? Yeah, a lift, I suppose. And the arm is going to be over here on a different plane, and they're not intersecting, so it's going to be skew. Cool. All right, we're going to move on to number 46. If food has less than 140 milligrams of sodium per serving, then it is low sodium. A serving of soup has 90 milligrams of sodium per serving. So here we're using the law of attachment, which in my head, when I think about that, we are stating the obvious when it comes to questions like this. So it's like, if I know that, then what can I assume about the soup? So if this soup has 90 milligrams of sodium, then it's a low sodium soup. Yeah. No, never mind. I thought you were saying, nope, you're wrong. It's like,
No.
have you tried the soup? It's probably not very salty. It's low sodium. Oh, no. No, I was just going over it real quick. So we got kind of a lot to do. So, I'm going to switch back to our notes here. Alright, so if you haven't, be careful with my camera and come up and get a warm-up slip. Or you can tear out a piece of notebook paper, but please tear it in half. So they're all the same size.
I'll pass it out, you guys sit
Oh, okay. She's nervous about the camera. It is my phone. I would be sad. I don't get Apple Protect, whatever it is.
If I walk by, raise your hand if you need it.
Oh, nice. We did pretty good, especially because I didn't say anything. Very nice. All right. So I can't remember. Have you guys done a warm up with a blank sheet yet?
Yes.
No.
Yes, we have.
Okay, good.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll flip that side in a sec. Michael, do you have a question? Oh, okay, gotcha. Alright, oh, by the way, for your homework, I know some of you guys have turned it in, but this is just a reminder. Please put your first and last names on it, and then which period you're in for geometry. That really helps me and Miss Wipke out when we're just sort of. No stress. That's alright. I'll put that on the next slide for tomorrow too. Alright, so here's our warm-up. I'm going to stress to you guys, you don't have to draw this. You can just put 1, your answer, 2, your answer, 3, and your answer. No stress. So I'm going to give you guys about 5 minutes, and you guys might get done with this one a little bit faster than that, and then I'm going to pull popsicle sticks. Yeah. What date? Ooh.
It's the 28th.
It's the 28th.
It's the 28th.
Yeah. It's the 28th.
It's the 28th.
Come on. Alright, so about 4 more minutes I'll give you guys, and then I'm going to go around with the basket and collect them. And like I said, in the corner, pretty please, name, date, what period this is. That would help me out. Alright, looks like finished enough. If you guys want to pass it in towards the middle, and I'll make 2 rounds, so after it's done, just pass it in real quick. I'm gonna walk down the middle, and then when I come back down, you gotta be ready to rock and roll if you're not ready yet. So you get till I come back around. Thank you. Alright, whoever's done in this row. Whoever's done in this row, I'll come back. Go. Alright, come back.
How could you? Little away.
It's because I'm in a low battery mode, so when my screen shuts off, it's like, nope. That's
I'm
it.
gonna read my code.
Awesome, sounds good. Well, I get my iPad to talk to the screen. I have Atlas, Andre, and Carmela. First come, first pick. And I'm gonna put this back up. I want you to put number 1, number 2, and number 3 on the board. Whoever wants to do whichever one is up to you 3. Yeah. You have to go put one of the answers on the board.
What are the names?
You can do it. Atlas, Andre, and Carmela.
The name's Atlas.
Yes.
I'm getting it back up there for you guys. There we go. There we go.
I don't care.
Alright.
There's 2 versions of that.
I didn't know we were in ELA. I thought we were in
It's
math.
like oat milk.
Which one
Go for the interior or for the exterior?
Ooh, that's
Where's Nathan, you like mess with
Alright, don't worry, we'll go over them. So if they're not quite right, we'll go over it, don't worry.
Can we fix number 2?
Just wait, just wait.
Guys, they're all right.
It's alternate. Oh, alternate exterior. And then the second one is alternate exterior. The second one is alternate interior.
Alright, everybody, we're gonna play our thumbs up, thumbs down game. Number 1, thumbs up or thumbs down?
Thumbs up. Let's go.
Thumbs up, awesome. So I highlighted on the screen. Looks like they're on the same side of the line that they both touch. And they're both above their respective lines, so they must be corresponding. Perfect. Alright, number 2, I heard some
Let's go.
disagreements, if you will. So we have 3 and 6. Thumbs up, thumbs down.
My answer's
No. Okay, alright. Can I get a volunteer to put,
I'm booing my own answer.
How about a cute and
finish it?
right there.
yeah, just right, or finish, yeah.
And opposites and opposites.
Yeah. Why are you erasing
But my handwriting is beautiful.
His handwriting is beautiful.
So,
My.
We're going up.
going up. You spelled it
I do that too. It's okay.
I did it right.
I spelled nothing.
Our English is not supposed to be good. Our math is.
Perfect. Alright, thumbs up, thumbs down again.
Dude, that was how you spelled it.
Awesome, I'm getting thumbs up. That looks great. So it's on the inside of these 2 lines here, but opposite of its respective line that they both share. So they must be alternate interior. Number 3, thumbs up, thumbs down. Thumbs up, awesome. The only thing I would say about that one, Isaac, thank you. The only thing I would say about that one, we're looking at number 1 and number 8, is that we could just put it together and put alternate exterior angles, just like all together. But no, it looks great. Sweet. All right, so if you guys want to take out your note-taking packet, we're gonna get right into that.
I already did that.
Oh, look at you guys are on it. You did your work now.
You're note taking. I'm playing your mind screen here.
Yeah. I got it. What's up?
Atlas was gone the day that they were giving it out.
Oh, ho, ho, aren't you in love? I got it. One for Atlas and one for Ray. All right, everybody. So we are talking about, eyes up here. Eyes up here, pretty please. Thank you. All right, so we're talking about parallel lines and transversal. All right, so first we're gonna go over the corresponding angles postulate. So here, if two parallel lines, since I forgot to say that, I'm gonna highlight it. If two parallel lines are cut by a transversal, then the pairs of corresponding angles are congruent. So here, we're looking at angles 2 and angle 6. We know they're corresponding because for their respective line, they are on the same side of it, and they are both above the two parallel lines, so they're corresponding. So in this one, there's a couple more that we could definitely point out. So like this angle here and that angle there might be corresponding. This angle here and this angle here, or maybe even this angle here, this angle here. So I know there's a whole bunch of corresponding angles for every diagram that we're gonna see, but that's the basic gist. So very cool. All right, approved already. This is devastating. I know. All right, so this will be interesting. I haven't written this much on my iPad, so we'll see how this actually goes in front of a live studio audience. All right, so looking at this, what do we do first? Write down our given. There we go. So it says, ooh, that's not correct. Sheesh. All right. Given. All right, so when I'm looking at this one, I want to look at angles 1 and angles 8. So what are we thinking here?
Angle 1 and angle 8 are corresponding angles.
Ooh, are they corresponding angles? What is the corresponding angle to angle 8? 4. Yeah, can you guys hold up numbers? What's the corresponding angle? I'm seeing 4s. Okay, awesome. So angle 4 and angle 8. Is that, before I write it down, I want a thumbs up or thumbs down to this question. Before I write that down, is writing down angle 4 and angle 8 being corresponding going to help me get to where I want to go?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, no, yes. Okay, we're gonna give it a try. We're gonna write it down, and sometimes when we write it down, then we can visualize it a little bit better. So we determined that angle 4 and angle 8 are congruent. That's what we decided as a group, kind of, sort of. And then we can do that because of the corresponding angles postulate. Okay, well, if we're there, now we're looking at, I have 8 and 4 being corresponding. Okay, I want to get to angle 1 now. So how would I relate angle 1 and angle 4? Can I do that?
Vertical.
They're vertical angles, perfect. So let's write that down. And my pen, sure am. All right, so looking at this, angle 1 and angle 4, and if they're vertical, that means they are congruent, perfect.
Can we just assume that I mean that, or I thought we had the right one for that?
No, we can consume, my goodness, assume. That's the second time I've done that. We can assume because we know, given our rules, that vertical angles work like that, and we know that P and Q are parallel, because that was in our.
I know, I just thought that you first had to say the word vertical angles and then say assume from diagram and then say, and you could say they were congruent and you'd have to do
Ooh,
definition.
do you want that extra step? Do you want the,
I'm just wondering
Say-
if we have to do that or not.
it's a good question for Ms. Whitby, she's the
Saying
one.
if angle 1 is congruent to angle 4, what's the reason?
Or that they're vertical angles.
Okay, we don't have to put it assume from diagram,
I'll take that.
okay.
If you want to break it into 2 steps, you could.
Yeah.
If you want to do it in 1, that's acceptable.
Yeah, so if you're on a quiz or a test and you're like, should I break it into 2? Just do it, just in case. But this is also good, if you remember that. Awesome, so I'm here, this is looking pretty good. I think I only have one more step. Could anybody tell me what that might be? What do you think, Atlas?
Angle 1 is congruent to angle 8.
Why can I do that? Transitive, yeah, I've heard it a couple places, awesome.
Or substitution property.
True, substitution would work too, because I'm given that 1 is congruent to 8. And so I'm gonna put transitive for mine, but I'm also gonna put or substitution, because that would also work. In my head, transitive is how it goes, but if yours is substitution, do what works for you.
I would just,
Awesome.
in that particular scenario, just substitution property, because transitive I've usually found like replacing stuff.
True, that's true, I hear you sounding. Alright, so we're gonna go over a theorem here, and I'm gonna write my fill in the blanks, because my lines would not go where they need. What's up, Josh? Oh. My apologies, yeah. Yeah, if I ever do that to you guys, don't be afraid to call me out.
Do what?
Just flip the slide too fast.
I-
I'm writing so big, you gotta just. Cool. Good, awesome. Alright, so we're gonna go over this theorem and I'm gonna fill in the words as we go. So if 2 parallel lines are cut by a transversal, then the pairs of alternate interior angles are, what do we think? I'll highlight it so we can get a visual. So these would be 2 alternate interior angles. What would we think they would be, Simon? Congruent? Perfect. They are congruent. Awesome. So now if we're looking at some exterior angles, so maybe like 2 and 8, what would be their relationship, do you think?
Congruent.
Congruent, perfect. Alright, so here's the curveball. So now we're
I
looking
usually
at,
just think when those, I just kind of like, I imagine if you, those 2 parallel lines were just one line and then you parallel.
that's a great way to think about it. If there were one line, like, would that be the same angle? That's a good way to think about it.
Like then they would just be vertical angles.
So now we're looking at consecutive interior angles, so we're gonna do 3 and then 6. What do we think the relationship is there?
Not congruent.
They are.
Not congruent, that's a good one. What do you think they are then? Supplementary is how I'm gonna put
Sorry,
it.
why did I say compliments?
No, you're all
I
good.
was just coming.
They are supplements. Spelling check, was that right?
Yeah.
Yes, I
Nice.
think that could be entirely wrong.
Thrilled.
Super smart.
Sweet. Awesome, I'm gonna erase my highlighting here so we can actually use example 2. Alright, so in example 2, it's saying if the measure of angle 7 is 75 degrees, we need to find the measure of angle 1, 3, and 5. So, when we're doing that, we also have to say which postulate we're gonna use in each of these cases. I know, it's painful. Alright, so I'm gonna do the measure of angle, you know what? Actually, I'm gonna draw popsicle sticks and make you guys do it.
Yay.
Yay, they're all so
Please don't
excited.
draw me.
I always get drawn.
Hey, it's the will of the popsicle stick,
me.
huh? I can't do anything about. All right. Oh, instantly, Peyton is not here. Marcus, can you do angle 1 for me? Where's he at?
He's congruent.
Yeah,
Angle 1 equals 75 degrees.
75 degrees. Do we agree with them?
Yes.
What postulate did you use, Marcus?
I used the alternate exterior angles.
Sweet, alternate exterior angles. Awesome. All right, popsicle stick number 2. Kyler is also not here. Man, this is a tough go with popsicle sticks. Simon, for angle 3, can you tell me what that one is?
It is, sorry, let me just.
You're all
It
good.
is congruent with, well, I mean, it's 75 degrees because of the, it's a theorem called, again, you know, what's the postulate called?
I know you know it. Can someone help him out?
I don't know what it's called.
I'll-
It's the one that we,
I wouldn't quite say vertical. Michael, what would you say?
corresponding.
Corresponding angles,
Is
perfect.
that actually it's called? It's just,
Yep.
it just says postulate on the notes, so.
Oh,
there's no
my
name for
apologies.
it.
I'm gonna flip from this slide quick, don't worry, I'll come back. My apologies. I must have updated mine after I printed yours. So if you guys would like to go back to that and put corresponding angles postulate, that would probably definitely be helpful, if you haven't, so. Just, you know. Alright, so I'm gonna flip back to where we're, sorry about that, Simon, thanks for telling me. Alright, we got one more. This is a measure of angle 5, and it's gonna be, oh, Olivia, the front row is my favorite today, I guess.
I think,
If it's opposite of 7, not hit.
70. Yeah.
Yeah, 75, and do you remember what kind of angles those two would be, or what their relationship is?
No.
Could someone help out Olivia, Marcus?
Vertical angles.
Vertical angles,
I was looking at the wrong one.
perfect. Boop. Awesome, sweet. So this is, you're probably gonna have a homework problem like this, we're also gonna have this is another good one that would be a good quiz question. I'm gonna put my red star there,
Intent.
the red star of dread. Okay.
Wow, this is easy.
Dun dun. See a couple more people writing, so. Oh no, I lost some papers. Alright, moving on. Alright, so we're gonna do a couple examples here. Can I get anyone to, well, what the heck?
No signal.
That's my HDMI cable this time. Or maybe
That's nice. Oh, it's back.
back again. Oh, my actual laptop fell asleep, that's why. So I'm gonna have to adjust my settings and say, no sleeping on the clock. Okay. Alright, can I get a volunteer to do, here, I'm gonna let you guys work for a bit, and then I'm gonna ask for a volunteer for each one. So I want you guys to go ahead and try and solve both of these. I'm gonna give you like 3 or 4 minutes. Then I'm gonna ask for a volunteer for each one. Cool.
How do you want X?
I'm gonna adjust my computer settings while you guys do that. No computer settings. So enthusiastic about that. Alright, set it to 45 minutes, and hopefully we don't have notes ever go over that.
Well, I was just gonna say the thing, is for some reason, they don't label example 3 on our sheet.
Perfect.
For the example, there's another mistake, they're both examples.
Label 3, yeah, Simon just called me out on that. You guys are definitely getting the unfiltered, best to my abilities version for the first try. That's alright.
Why are there two separate?
There was only on your sheet. Gotta switch it up on you guys. Alright, can I get a volunteer for the first example on the left-hand side? Michael? Wait, do you wanna come up to the board and do it? Or do you just wanna walk me through it? Up to you. So rude.
I don't know. Let's find out.
Can he refill?
You can do it on that one or on this one, whichever one you like.
It's 3
Alright. Michael's gonna teach us this one, guys. Alright, let's check it out. So, Michael says that 3x minus 4 is equal to 113. What postulate did Michael use for that? What are we thinking? Why was he allowed to do that? Alternate exterior? Eyes up here. Thank you. Alternate exterior angles allowed us to do that. So solving for algebra, if you need the steps, Michael wrote it on the board over there. We got x is equal to 39 degrees. Do we agree with that? General
Yes.
consensus? Good deal. Alright, can I get a volunteer for the next example? One's a little bit trickier. Atlas. Which board do you want to use? It's up to you. That one? Okay, go for it.
I'll just bring my paper.
Go for it. This one's definitely a little trickier.
I just realized this one wrong.
Man, that's okay. But not again, you only get one. No. What do we think? First step, thinking yay or nay?
I can't see the first step.
I'm sorry, Simon.
Incorrect.
Alright, Simon, why do you say that?
Because I just realized that they're supplements to each other.
Oh, okay.
All of it
Oh.
together should equal 180.
Yeah, no, no.
There we go, perfect.
Plus.
Was, and then equal to,
Equals 180.
that's because they, ooh, that's a highlighter.
Did it.
Nice.
Let's do the math.
I can finish the algebra if you want me to. I know you weren't prepared to change your algebra. It's always nerve wracking.
Changed it.
What's that big division number?
45.
45, is it 45 exactly or 45.5?
45.5.
And degrees, perfect. Thank you, Atlas. Awesome, so when we're looking at this one, we did 37, or my goodness, 3x minus 7 plus x plus 5 is equal to 180. So when I originally looked at this one, it's a little bit tricky because it might look like we know an exact relationship between that one, but actually we kind of have to use two. So the two that we're using here is this angle, our x plus 5, and the angle right above it would be corresponding interior angles. And we learned from that theorem that those kind of angles are, no, supplementary.
Sorry, I thought you were talking.
Nope, you're all good. So that would be supplementary. And then we know that our angle that's unlabeled and our 3x minus 7 are what kind of angles? Vertical angles, and we know vertical angles are
Congruent.
congruent. Perfect. That would be, ooh, vertical angles. Awesome. So after we do all of our math here, then we ended up getting, and I'm just gonna put it on the notes for those that are missing class, 45.5 degrees. Awesome. All right, so this last problem, oh, yes, Marcus. Oh, you're ready? Okay, well, I'm gonna give everybody a moment to think about this one. This is a little bit trippy, so. That's all right.
This all makes sense.
Worst case scenario, you can just stare at it for 30 seconds into the abyss and be like, why is math like this? Best case scenario, give it an attempt. You're not even staring into the abyss, Simon. The abyss, the abyss of printer paper.
Guessed it.
All right, Marcus was kind enough to volunteer himself for this mayhem, so let's see what he has to say.
That's 90 degrees. X equals 90 degrees.
All right, everybody, we're watching up here, seeing if Marcus has got what it takes.
No pressure.
Don't
mess up. Don't mess up.
Hey, he can mess up if he wants to. He's gonna redraw the thing.
So we know that if we make this a straight line, that'll equal 180. So that means that all three of these angles should be equaling 180 degrees.
Except for, how can you just make it a straight angle?
Yeah, that's my question. Why are we allowed to make it a straight angle?
Because they're parallel.
Because we want to.
That's how I created the math, because why did it slightly different?
Alright,
That's gonna be how at the end.
I'll watch you go through it, and then we'll go through it together.
Okay. So we know that 52 plus 82 equals 134. So that's what these two angles are. And then I'm going by a straight angle, because then we can work from there. X plus 134 equals 180. And then if we subtract these, X will equal 46 degrees.
I'm gonna do it my way, and we're gonna see if we answer up, because I didn't quite do it that way. Am I teacher? Is that me? Okay.
And also, why is a crook trying to solve
All
this
right,
problem?
so, I'm not sure why it's called, I'm guessing Crook is a mathematician, it might be
Well,
Crook's problem.
crook could also because
Because it's crooked?
line.
It definitely could be. Do you know, Ms. Whipke, why it's called the Crook problem specifically? I don't know, that might be worth a Google when we're during work
Oh,
time.
that's what the problem.
Alright guys, so here we go. So this is how I think about this one. So I have two parallel lines right now, and I have this really annoying crooked line in the middle, or really a combination of two lines. Since we can look at it as a combination of two lines, you know, like line 1, line 2, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna break it in half.
Except for you shouldn't do the symbols, because that means that they're.
Ooh, you're right.
And they're not.
Good call, Simon. Ooh, my eraser's so bigger now. Alright, so I just drew another line, the best attempt I could, and I made this line parallel to the other two lines. I just added in a parallel line. And since maybe my drawing isn't the best, I'm gonna add our symbolism in there to make sure you guys know that's parallel.
Oh yeah, also,
Yes.
these lines don't have any, it does say that.
Ooh.
They don't have any symbols. Also, how are we supposed to know which one's end and which one's end?
That's what I said.
Did I not label that on your guys' either?
I just put it in.
Look at me
I
go.
assumed that M was the jump and that M was.
Alright, so, when we're looking at this, we're allowed to add in as many parallel lines as we want, whenever we want, as long as we determine and make sure everyone knows that's looking at this that they are parallel. So we could do that by labeling it something else and putting in the directions that they're parallel, or we could do it with our red arrows. So, Now that I have two parallel lines, does this problem get any easier?
No.
Ish.
Ish.
Also,
Okay.
it's 3 parallel lines, not.
You're right, it is 3. I added in an additional one. So, looking at this, I'm thinking I see a couple angles that look similar. So maybe like this angle up here. Whoop. And I'm gonna switch to this since I have to be a little bit smaller. And this angle here. Would we say that those are congruent?
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think, Ms. Whippy? Would we
Yes.
say those are congruent?
Yes.
My orange angles?
Which corners?
Here. Yeah, it is hard to see. Let me take my,
Yes.
alright. So Simon said yes. So this one right here, and this one right here.
So those are alternate interior congruent.
Ooh, okay. So Ms. Whippy says alternate. Ooh, maybe. I can't even spell the abbreviation right this time, guys. Alternate interior angles. So they must be congruent, so I'm gonna put 52 there. And I'm gonna use color to label mine. We could also label it in a different way if you wanted to name those specific angles. So now I'm gonna look at the other one. So I'm gonna look at, ooh, I'm not gonna choose red, I'm gonna choose pink. I'm gonna look at 82, and this one. Would you say the same thing?
Sure.
Would you say those congruent?
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, so my angle in pink must be 82 degrees. So how would I solve for x having this information?
Two together.
I could just add them together, right? I just cut x in half with this or maybe not exactly in half. But I cut x with this parallel line, so now I just have to add the two together. So it'd be 52, x is equal, plus 82. And again, I'm going to do this, the biggest red star I've ever drawn.
Whoa.
Dun dun. So we wanna make sure we know how to do this one. And I think, Marcus, your only fault was we can't just take this and go and straighten it back out. I think that's our only problem.
There's also the fact that.
Breaks
that
geometry,
really
unfortunately.
doesn't look like 42 degrees.
Right, that's another way too. We could
Well,
always double check it with, maybe that one's above 90, so maybe we should double check. Yeah. Awesome, so that concludes our notes for the day. I'm gonna give you guys work time, but the last half hour of class, we're gonna come back together and we're gonna do a partner activity. But I am gonna give you guys a partner activity. I'm gonna give you guys work time until then. If you use it wisely, you can probably get done with most of the homework assignments.
Most.
That's not all, that makes me sad.